Tonight, the creeps are taking over.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
All right, Corrosive Radio is on, and we're still waiting for Dan to get here, but Brett Eidman is here. There's no Nick LaManna tonight.
All right.
Probably because the Pirates are in the playoffs.
I can hardly hear myself, but that's okay.
Let's see. You can hardly hear yourself?
Yeah, I hear you fine. I just have a little trouble with hearing myself.
You have a little trouble hearing you. All right,
Yeah.
let's bring that up on you. How about now?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a slipshod setup tonight because we were still having internet difficulties about 20 minutes before the show, so I had to race to get everything. I had to race to get everything set up.
I was in the process of just wearing my underwear and my T-shirt, and all of a sudden, there's the call. We're up and running again.
Yeah, we're up and running. I know. I told everybody not to come. I was. And Dan just walked in.
Hey, Dan.
Just at the start of the show, Dan, and we already have a caller for the open mic.
Oh my goodness! Already?
Yes. Hello, you are on KMTT. Wrong
Whoa,
show.
what show was that?
Corrosive Radio.
What was that? WNBC.
What's up?
This is Chris Brown, Reverend Chris.
How you doing, Chris?
Good. How are you, Chris?
Doing pretty good.
So you want to do a set here, Chris, for the open mic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Just remember to keep it under 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll be watching.
Okay.
And we start the clock?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm starting the clock now. Go ahead.
Oh, you got the clock on. Okay, go ahead.
All right, well, I guess I'll tell you about the time I almost went to the Soviet Union when I was 14. There was an American theater company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we need you to keep talking here.
Just keep going. The audience is with you.
For a show.
All right.
Okay.
And they really needed a for the show, and they found out that I had a monkey.
That you're what?
So
I'm sorry.
They called me and asked me to go on a tour of the Soviet Union. Unfortunately, they changed their mind. They got a professional monkey.
Yeah, Chris, you're cutting out a little bit, bro. You know what? You might want to call back with a better connection.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Help.
Well, thanks. I'll call back later.
Okay.
We'll be waiting for you.
Please do. I want to hear about this.
Yeah, no, but you want to hear about it on a better connection.
You're damn right.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's like
I don't want to miss a moment.
It's nothing like a setup and then the punchlines just drowned it out.
Yeah,
because I couldn't hear the setup and the punchline.
No, I couldn't hear it.
Were there any?
Who knows?
Okay.
I just didn't.
I don't think he had
understand.
gotten there yet.
Does anybody else here think that was the Carrot Top guy?
It was, and it was also
Reverend.
and
Remember Reverend?
Reverend. Yeah.
Last time he called in, he was with his father in his car.
Yes. This time, I don't know if we'll have that
that
comic
encumbrance
interplay.
The dynamic duo.
Absolutely.
Dan, can you hear yourself okay? Because like I said before, it's a slip shot. It was a slip shot setup.
It's funny, actually. I hear you better than me, but
okay, go ahead now. What about now?
testing 1, 2,
Wow,
3.
yeah,
Sibilance. Sibilance.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
All right. So one thing that I wanted to do last week was get to Brett Eidman's video.
Yes.
Brett, where am I going here to find this video? Because I can't seem to find the email you sent me.
Just go on to YouTube.
Okay,
And
let's
then
go.
put in "Party All the Time." Let's celebrate. You guys haven't seen the video yet, have you?
No, I looked it up. I did.
Oh, you did see it?
Yep.
All right. What'd you think, Dan?
I wanted to save it.
Did you like
I
it?
liked it, definitely. Yeah, I liked it. What was I going to say? I was surprised that there were 2 other spots. It wasn't just the funeral.
Right.
Yeah, there
right.
there was one before it and then one after it.
Right. We had the office scene, funeral scene,
yeah.
and then we had the scene where there's like a use the top one.
Yeah,
We
I
need
only
more hits.
watched it once, and I got a bunch of questions asked too.
All right,
Because
good.
there's some-
Okay,
yeah,
so
there's
we'll-
some things going
so
on here.
I haven't seen it yet.
For the record, there's already reaction videos to his
Right.
video. You know that.
Yeah, Paul Byrne and
Did you get these guys to do this? Or
Stephanie? No, I had no idea they did it, but they're
Okay.
friends of mine.
Oh, all right.
And Dan DiMarino, Dave Saintzik, those guys like put video together of reaction, which was actually really funny, possibly funnier than the video itself.
Party all the time, let's celebrate. Party all the time, let's celebrate. Party all the time, let's celebrate. Party all the time, let's celebrate.
All right, so I got the office scene.
Forget about work, it's time to play. It doesn't matter if it's night or day. Time for champagne, work that corkscrew. Tell the whole world just to party with you. Come on. Party all the time, let's celebrate. 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 Tell your mom, tell your father, tell your sister and your brother, tell your aunt and your uncle too. Tell the whole world just to party with you. Come on. Party all the time.
Caller, we will get to you in a second. We got to get through this video, though.
Party all the time, let's celebrate. Party all the time, let's celebrate. Party all the time, let's celebrate. Party in India and in China. Party in Japan and big Russia. Party in the UK and the USA too. Tell the whole world just to party with you. Break it down. Party more.
Hashtag break it down.
Yeah, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's count it out now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Party all the time, let's celebrate. 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 Come on.
Those bad animated bears.
You like that, huh? Well, anyway, a shout out to the reaction folks once again. Paul Byrne, Stephanie Vanacore, Dave Saintzik, Dan DiMarino. Those guys put together videos, a reaction to this video. That was very, very funny. I was dying when I was watching that.
All right. Well, I'll give you my thoughts on the
Yes,
video after we get to this caller. Okay. Let's get.
Oh, if the show's not about
Yeah,
bread.
that's it, man. Isn't this the Brett Eidman show?
All right.
Absolutely.
You're
Go
on the
ahead.
Corrosive Radio Show. What's up?
This is Chris Brown calling back. Is the connection better?
Yeah, you sound
Yeah.
crystal clear, Chris. Do
Chris.
you want to start your 5 minutes again?
Thanks for being our only caller.
As Rihanna.
Oh, convalescing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't pay much attention.
Okay, Chris. 5 minutes. Go. Make us laugh.
Okay. All right. Back when I was 14 in 1973,
Okay.
I used to have a pet monkey.
Shocking.
Of course, in those days, it was easy to get monkeys. They used to sell them off the back of comic books. You know, you'd get a comic book and it would say, send in $13.95 for a monkey, which seems kind of strange today, but then they would probably think the same thing of Russian mail order brides. If they knew about them.
Yeah.
But I got a chance, just purely because I had a monkey, I got a chance to tour the Soviet Union with a theater group when I was 14.
Whoa.
They were doing a production of the play Inherit the Wind about the monkey trial, the big evolution trial. And they needed an organ grinder and monkey, and they asked me to do it. And I was going to do it, but then they changed their minds on me. and they said they weren't a professional monkey, which kind of hurt. I kept telling them, mine may not be a professional monkey, but it's a full-time monkey. That should count for something, don't you think? Be full-time?
All right, you got to make me laugh, man, or I got to stop this train wreck.
Okay.
I'm following. Keep going, brother.
Let's just get into it.
They're interesting pets, you know. They have feet that are like hands, and they like to eat insects. I remember one time my sister said to me, you know, Chris, those bugs around the house are just cockroaches to you, but the monkey, they're Meals on Wheels.
I'm still not laughing. The other two are, but you got to make me
Well, you got
laugh.
2 out of 3. Ain't
Yeah,
bad.
that's not bad. You're a tough customer there, Brendan. So.
Let it rip. Bring it home.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen any of my friends in show business. It's been a while since I've seen Carrot Top.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Last time I saw him, it was at a show. I said, I don't know if you remember me. He said, of course I remember you. You drank a whole bottle full of ketchup. I laughed till I puked.
That's good shit.
Oh, man.
All right. One more joke, I think we're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, one more joke.
Yeah.
There was a Japanese businessman who was, an American businessman who was in Japan, and he was looking for some female companionship on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
So he went and picked up a Japanese hooker and took her up to his room. And right at the point when they were at their most intimate, she suddenly got all excited and she cried out, Naganiana, Naganiana. And he thought, he was kind of a vain man, and he thought, this must be well done, brilliant. Couldn't mean anything else. I'll save it and use it when I can use it in conversation. So the next day he was playing golf with a Japanese colleague, and the Japanese colleague shot a hole in one.
Yeah, that was him.
Right.
So he decides to jump up and he yells, Naganiana, Naganiana. And the Japanese guy looks at him and says, what do you mean the wrong hole?
Wrong hole, fool.
He was putting it in the back door of that Jap broad the night before. You getting that?
To take out?
Yeah, you following this? This is crazy. Brendan, now you got
I
that,
love
right?
sushi.
What?
Brendan, you understood the thing, right?
I wasn't here.
Oh,
Yeah.
you missed a classic anal reference.
I think
okay.
I think that was a good solid set by Reverend Chris.
Reverend.
Now, Reverend Chris, this is Brett Eidman. He's a paid comedian, so
Yes.
he's
On
gonna,
occasion.
Yeah, well, yeah, on occasion. Yeah, it's a lot more times he pays to do it.
Yeah. Bring 15 people.
I'll tell you something. There are some things in this life that I've paid for, but there's one thing I've never paid for.
What's that?
And I'm proud of it.
Oh.
Computer software. Sex all the time. The computer software.
Right, you just download it. Right,
So
you're just
wait,
downloading. All
Chris,
right.
so how do you get your free software?
He's downloading.
All prostitutes. They're rich.
Oh, look at that!
you got me on that one.
Oh, very good.
All right.
All right, Chris, we're gonna let you go. It was
Chris.
a good. It was.
Wait,
oh, you want to ask?
Yeah,
you wanna
so I
ask
need to ask a little bit more about the life here of Reverend Chris. Any chance we could speak with your father?
He's not here tonight.
Oh,
He killed
so you're by
himself.
yourself?
He's affected by the government shutdown. Yeah, and I'm outside to get reception. I was having trouble getting reception inside. But see, my cellular provider is T-Mobile,
Right.
but the manufacturer of my phone is cheap ass.
Oh, I bet.
So
I hear you.
clash there.
I got you.
I got you, Chris. All right,
That's
man.
good stuff. Keep listening, Cal.
Keep listening. Spread
Reverend
the word,
Chris, thank you so much, man. You're the best.
And Chris, you got to update your website. I went there last week. It's it's looking ancient.
Yeah, we need some more
Yeah,
topical
you're
stuff.
right. I got you. I put out a shout out on Facebook for you guys
Thank
tonight.
you.
Beautiful.
Thank
How
you,
many
Chris.
Facebook friends do you have?
3.
5.
All right. I'll catch you later.
Oh,
Take
everyone
care.
knows me, yes.
Bye bye.
That was a cliffhanger.
Yes.
We'll learn that next time.
Absolutely.
He's funny, he's a funny guy.
Yes, but probably not in the way that you know that he was hoping.
Yeah, well, I'm laughing
but-
for all the wrong reasons.
Well, that's
Well,
it. There you go.
but,
Listen, it's not
all right.
easy doing that. All right,
Oh,
we got to give
absolutely
props
not.
to that.
I
I'm
give
sure.
him a lot of
I'm
credit.
sure. Listen, I was going to tell him that little. You can make that his little joke. I'm a paid comedian.
Right.
I pay to go on stage. See, that would be good for Reverend Chris.
Absolutely, that's a great joke.
So there you go. So getting back to Brett Ivan's
maybe we should
video.
start charging people to come on the show.
That would be great. You know what? I mean, that could work. That could actually work. You know, it sounds so good when I tell people, I'm like, oh, I got to go do a spot on a radio show, and I'm like, wow, and I'm like, yeah, you should. Then all of a sudden, like, oh, internet, gotcha. Yeah. So tell us again. So okay. So Brendan, you were about to sort of give us your thoughts on the video. I'll give my thoughts.
Even though I didn't totally
Brett
watch
can try.
it.
Yeah.
Brendan didn't totally watch it. He was kind of busy with.
Oh God, Brett, you're like a kid who's like the daddy misses one dive.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, oh my God, he got the gist of it. There was no, gold mine that he walked past.
I'm done eating now.
All right, yeah, is that okay? Do you want to go brush your teeth or walk around the floor? I just get the feeling like we're interfering with your hygiene in
You have
some
any
way.
Listerine? Yeah. No, all right, so go ahead.
Well, I thought about that question seriously for a second.
What? All right, listen. Go ahead. Whatever your questions are about the video, let's get it over with.
No, go ahead. You, Dan. You first.
Me first. Okay, I'll tell you what I liked.
And what you didn't like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like Brett. No, I'm just kidding. No.
The main character sucked.
Yeah. Whoever that DJB guy is, oh my God. No, I'll tell you, they didn't show my butt. Okay?
All right.
When I turned my back there, they did a close-up of my face. Now, I understand why. Look at these blue eyes. It's like staring into the deep blue sea.
Plus,
you
plus you got
understand
the
that.
body piercings.
Yeah, it's a wonderful. It's
They look
just
cool.
listen, I get that. It's difficult to pry your eyes away from my face. However,
I think the girls' asses look really nice.
I was doing a little booty shake that they missed, and they also didn't use the one where I seductively brought my finger to my lip like this and stuff. So they just kind of got me at my most regular, and I feel that there were better shots that they could have used of just that. However, listen, I can't argue with that because, looking in my blues, it's like the sea after a storm.
Well,
it's gorgeous.
they had hours and hours and hours of footage,
Right.
and they had to edit it down to 3 minutes.
Where's my butt? That's really what. Do you remember that bit, by the way? The George Michael, Dana Carvey doing
Yes,
George.
yes,
That's really
yes.
what I want. Is I want my butt out there.
My butt
has to be out there. It's a wonderful thing. So okay, that was my main concern.
So basically, everything you don't like about the video has to do with you.
Specifically, my butt and the lack thereof, of
It's
it.
the same way I feel about the video. I want them more me.
Well, no. And then the other thing I wasn't quite sure of is what's the deal with the banana thing? What's the phallic? Is there a phallic symbolization?
Reverse blowjob?
No, the bananas were on the set, and I really thought they were for the dancers to eat and stuff.
Okay.
And I thought because one of the guys started to eat the banana, and Luke and Zach, who were directors and got the cinematographer, he goes like, hey, don't eat those bananas. And they're like, why? They said, well, because we're going to use them.
Okay.
So while we're shooting all kinds of stuff, he says, all right, girls, just bring the bananas over to Brett's mouth and just put them in slowly. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, like gay porn? And they said, no, it'll be funny.
Absolutely.
I said, all right, so if you think it's funny and entertaining, I'm okay. It wasn't my idea, but I think it's different.
Yeah, but it strikes everybody as pornographic immediately.
And how wonderful would it be if that's actually what wouldn't it be great if we could see how far Brett was willing to go, like just depending on if they're like, all of a sudden some guy actually does bring out a thing and they're like, no, Brett, trust me, it's going to be great.
Yeah, exactly.
You trust us as director, right?
I'll do anything for a laugh.
Yeah, how
exactly.
sheepish he was.
I just want to see.
And I enjoyed it, actually. I enjoyed the 5 or 6 bananas that were going in my mouth at the same time.
But it's not even that I have any problem with the connotation of the pornographic stuff. I'm just surprised because, like, the beautiful women, generally the motif is that they're feeding you either grapes or cherries or things like that. I mean, I've never remember, like, a beautiful woman feeding you a banana. It's like the banana is the fruit, is what you can do on your own. The idea is to just get the grapes. You're supposed to lie back.
I thought it was very
and get
strange,
grapes.
too. I did.
Yeah.
And I said, look, we'll see how it comes out, and if it's good, if it's funny and entertaining, we'll put it in. They thought it was. One of my friends who's a comedian, Bobby Massey, another shout out.
Yeah, come on, Bobby, call in.
We know him. He told me, he says the whole video he likes it.
Yeah.
And he says that scene with the bananas going in your mouth is a little disturbing.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's just. I'll tell you this. Also, I'll leave you with this. The other thing, my last issue is one of continuity. Did anyone notice that the gentleman with the beard was in both the wedding scene and later on we had either a gun or a knife?
That wasn't me.
No, not you.
Okay.
No,
That was another guy.
I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you.
I'm the gentleman with the beard.
accusingly. No,
You're
the guy
absolutely
he was
right.
actually
His
sitting
name
in
is-
front of his Dan.
his name is Dan. Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
remember from the shoot that they said Dan. I'm like, wait, me? And they go, no, that's a Dan too.
Right.
So
Oh.
Dan was in both scenes.
And I got to tell you,
the video was affected by the government shutdown. That's
basically. I'm just saying that
he was in both scenes.
He went from a funeral to then doing it. You know why?
Good.
Because I'm one of those guys. What do you call that? Like a film
continuity guy.
Yeah, like I'm a film critic type
you look
guy.
for plot holes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah.
I just like to tear. I like to bother people.
Mystery Science Theater was the best for that. Like, they had that movie Space Mutiny, where they killed off a character early in the movie, and later she shows up at a control board.
Yes.
And they're all like, "She's dead." What?
Or the one, if you look at Mitchell, there's one where it was actually in the movie. They actually have a car accident. It's a chase scene. The car hits another car. And the light's out, and then in the very same scene, when they just go back to the car, the light suddenly fixed itself, and it was just so they pointed out like, hey, look, the headlight fixed itself. So it was just one of those situations
scenes like that. Like I think in Animal House there was a scene or something with the blackboard behind him, or one of
or Donald Sutherland's butt. See, even his butt gets in that movie, and I can't get a goddamn butt shot.
That's true, right? And when he was in his house with the students. But the continuity wise, that's a little. We didn't want to use the same people in this same scene.
I get it.
But
I'm completely bullshitting, by the way. I don't give.
I know. Yeah. Who gives a shit?
It makes. I mean, also, can we point out that the director and those were the two directors actually in the final scene, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So did you catch that, Brandon?
I'm more concerned about getting to this call that we have right now.
Oh, great!
All right,
Go
good.
ahead.
Let him on.
You're on Corrosive Radio. What's up?
Hey, guys. How are you? Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi.
I just want to say, I'm listening to the show here, having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are talking about the banana scene in Brett's video.
Right.
That's personally my favorite scene.
Of course it is.
Okay.
I cannot help but picture several cocks, one of them being mine, has one of those bananas.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I just want to support, on behalf of Brett's fans, I just want to say we're all for that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, would you say that you're...
So you're saying that 5-second scene tracked very high in the
gay community.
LGBT
Absolutely.
community.
And I'd like to see the outtakes of Party All the Time, Let's Celebrate, because I want to see your ass too, mister.
Oh, you're not kidding. It's a sight to behold. Now, let me ask you something. You were talking about the banana. Now, would you say that you're about roughly the size and girth of the banana?
Oh, I'd say about half the size.
Is it yellow?
Okay. Yeah.
And I had a penis operation recently.
Reduction?
So
Or...
obviously that didn't work out.
I
then.
had half my cock removed.
Okay. So now you have the curve going too. Okay.
Wow.
So do you want to...
I figured 8 inches is enough for any man.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Okay.
It's 8 inches too many for me.
You're obviously not. You're obviously not black, but okay.
So maybe that scene
Hey,
with the
mister.
bananas. Maybe that scene
Sorry, I was just flirting.
with the bananas is good for the gay community.
You do. You got to appeal to
I'm
a
trying
wide
to appeal
spectrum of
to
the audience.
everybody.
You're right.
Boys, you're all talking over one another. Makes for sloppy radio. Come on, one at a time. This
Okay,
isn't a
well, go ahead. You
gangbang.
have the floor.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, you can take over the show for a little while.
Go ahead. Please, go with your 5 minutes.
Let this be the alternative hour now.
Awesome. Okay, great.
And if you want to call in and you want to talk to DJ Alternative here, it's 201-580-3673. Go ahead, sir.
Huh?
Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
go ahead.
The show is yours.
Yes. Are you interested in doing a little spot here on the open mic?
Oh, I've got the floor? Oh, my God.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what to say. Okay, I'll tell you a quick story about myself and my boyfriend. It's not Brett now, but
Carrot Top.
it's kind of funny. It's not really gay, so don't be too disappointed. But basically, my name is Russell Richards. My middle initial is also Orr. So when I met him, I told him my name, and he said, "Rrr." And I thought that was really cute.
That is very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his name is Melvin Michaels. You see where this is going? His middle initial is M. When I met him, I said, So we kind of had this face off. I was like, "Rrr," and he was like, We ended up butt fucking soon after.
Is this scripted or improvised right now? I'm trying to figure this one out. Whatever.
Oh, it's a true story, sweetheart. Maybe I'll tell you about it sometime over some cocktails.
But I'm glad you liked the
Anyhow,
video.
guys,
Yeah.
gonna love you and leave you. Keep up the good work. Hope to hear Bobby Massey on there.
Yeah.
He's my
Bobby.
favorite.
Bobby.
He's my favorite transsexual comedian.
Right.
He is.
our
He looks like
favorite
Chaz Bono.
I love his Chaz Bono jokes. He is Chaz Bono. Except Chaz Bono has bigger cock.
Oh.
All right, guys. Love you.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Bobby. We love you too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I wonder.
You know what? I'm not 100% sure about that.
Oh, no, of course,
Yeah,
of course, it was.
I'm not 100%. I think you're right.
Anyone who references Bobby Massey is Bobby Massey. Let's be honest, okay? I mean, let's get right down to it.
So if you reference Bobby Massey,
You are Bobby Massey, or perhaps a parent.
because it's a very obscure reference.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he's a great comedian and all, but he's not exactly mainstream yet to where people are calling in.
Good old BM.
Yeah.
So where were we before we were interrupted by the LGBT community here?
They always have the habit of interrupting. You were about to give your 2 cents on Brett's video. And what your take of it is.
I thought there was too much of me in it.
Oh, look at you being all
couple
bashful.
scenes.
There was too much of me
Couple
there.
shots.
Oh, you're fine.
And I didn't shave that day, or basically any other day after that.
You look like you.
Again, you're out of your element, man.
What do you mean?
You're the old guy surrounded by young guys. Yeah.
Well,
I think that was
that's
the
what
idea,
happened.
though.
But
Yeah.
that's what happens when you get older.
It was like watching one of your improv, at the
UCB?
At the UCB.
Well, I'm the oldest guy, yeah, because the next to me is the guy who's in his 40s. But so that's what happens
gotta
when you
work
get
for
older.
Yeah, that also has to work. They're taking care of a demographic there. I mean, you know.
Well, I don't know if it works for me or against me. We'll know soon enough. But there's nothing I can do about it.
Right. No, you can't let that bog you down. It's it's one of those situations where you're trying to. Oftentimes on a lot of these sketch comedy shows, they need certain women, they need black people, they need Hispanic people. You need to sort of cover your bases because you never know when you need some stereotype that needs to come
and
up.
if you need a middle-aged balding Jew, I'm your guy.
Yeah, there you go. That should be your underneath your headshot. It's just like that's your resume.
Balding
If you need
Jew.
a middle-aged balding Jew, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
That could be your new handle, basically. So, any other critique of the video, other than the fact that you clearly hate it? And you're passive-aggressive?
Brendan didn't like the song to begin with.
Right.
But
yeah. But that's already established.
Right, we know
no,
that
I
already.
give him. Listen. One thing we do love about Brendan is that he is brutally honest.
Right.
He does not hold back, and he'll tell you straight to your face, even off the air. He'll just be like, "Yep, don't like it a bit. I think it's terrible." So, I respect that. So, anything else?
I mean, I love I love bad.
Yes.
Bad green screening.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
And
so you love the Bears.
The Bears were bad animation.
Right.
But the scene where you're on a river on a floaty. Or
Right.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
but that's just campy shit.
Yes.
Which is fine. That's just what we wanted.
Yeah, you're looking for that. Now, here's the big question.
Yeah.
Here it comes. What's going to happen? Like, what's the early? How is it tracking this single? What's
You know
going
what?
on?
It's doing okay.
Yeah.
It's not doing bad, but
Okay.
it's not doing like what huge numbers
Right.
yet.
Yeah.
But I'm still pushing. I
Yeah.
have people that are tweeting it out and throwing it up on Facebook and helping
Yes.
me out with that.
Who's the kid that's doing a dance to it? There's a kid you've seen in the video. It's about a 15-second video of a little boy.
Oh, it's one of
clapping. It's a friend of yours, right?
No, it's not. Well, I know. That's actually the song "Slowed Down," by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That is a kid that my brother knows and knows the mother and the kid. So anyway, he liked the song.
Did he?
And I don't know
Well,
whether,
see, you're
I don't
appealing
know-
to some
yeah,
demographic.
Yeah. I don't know if we just really liked the song because he liked the song, or he
Yeah.
liked the song because he tied it in because he knows me.
Right.
So I'm sure it's maybe
Yeah.
both. Maybe it's both.
Yeah. Now,
But,
if you were to play, so this is a slow down. If you know how they always talk about if you play songs backwards, what message will we hear if we play Brett's song backwards? Is there some sort of homage to the devil, or something about kidnapping small
Reverend Chris,
children?
Reverend
what's going
Chris
on?
is dead.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something about Jason Smith, but okay.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, there we are.
Can't bring that up. I'm sorry.
Can I just say something?
Yes, please.
We put they put the video out.
Yes.
This company, Garlic Jackson, whatever.
Okay.
So they put it out and they threw it up and I put a link on YouTube. It was when it first came out that Tuesday at like noontime. Jason Smith was the first guy to give it a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool. So
Right.
let's.
So you guys repaired.
Yes.
No, I didn't talk to him, but he gave it a thumbs up, which I thought was really nice.
That's him trying to squash the beef, as the kids say.
Yeah, whatever it is. I thought that was pretty decent of him. So so be it. And I think the girls on the video are really cute.
Yeah, the girls are really.
They came out nice.
I can't get that out of my head. He gave it a thumbs up. So do you think he's trying to like?
I think he liked the video and gave it a thumbs up. Like
That's
maybe
very
may-
difficult
Yeah,
to
it's
believe.
very difficult to do when you have that level of bias, though.
Yeah.
Around.
I mean, Brendan likes you and he hated the video. So, I
Yeah.
mean, where are we there? You know what I
So
mean?
he wouldn't give me a thumbs up.
Right. I mean, so, like, that's what it comes down
Or maybe,
to. is that-
or maybe he's like, this guy's a real douchebag, but talking about me.
Yeah.
But the video I kind of like, so I'll give it a thumbs up.
most
I
people
still
don't-
think that
most people
I don't
don't
know.
do
Maybe
that.
it's anything's possible.
I don't
we
know.
don't know.
But it was- I thought
the
it was-
bigger
I-
question is how is Jason Gambino? What is the guy's name?
Jesse Gambino?
Jesse Gambino.
I have no
Does he
idea.
like the
I-
video? That's what
I
we're
have-
interested in.
I have
All right,
no
but we
idea.
have another caller on the line.
I can just imagine
Hello,
what this is
hello.
going to be
Hello,
like.
you're on Corrosive Radio. What's up?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
What's up?
Just happened to stumble across you guys. I'm calling you from Hartford, Connecticut.
Awesome.
Nice. Welcome to the
And
show.
where are you guys?
We're in New Jersey.
Physically.
We're in New Jersey, sir.
Jersey.
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 Well, I'm originally from Bucks County. My father got too many parking tickets in Philly and had to move across the river to Cherry Hill. So
There you
nice.
go.
Cool.
All right. So what you got? You got a set? You want to do a 5-minute set here?
Or just whatever
Absolutely.
you got.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. Well, before I even fire in, though, this is just the first time getting to know the show. Make introductions. We're halfway through the show. Who are my hosts here?
All right. There you go.
Okay,
go ahead,
fine.
Brendan.
Fair enough. I'm Brendan.
I'm Dan.
I'm Brett.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. Well,
Well, this is Tim Wims from Hartford, Connecticut.
All right,
That's
Tim.
TIMMWIMS.
All right.
Sounds like call letters.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I used to work with a guy that was Scott Knox, so we were like East Coast and West Coast, WIMS and K.
WIMS.
Yeah.
Coming at you.
So, I thought I'd rip a little stand-up for y'all.
All right,
Cool, man.
awesome.
Thanks,
no,
Tim.
let me ask you before you do. Are you a paid comic, aspiring comic? Are you currently trying to break your way into the scene?
Throw me in the aspiring comic batch. I've been doing it, off and on 15, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And when I saw you guys, the words passed through my head that just said, yeah, I'm rusty. Like Dr. Venture once said.
All right. Well,
I'm
this
rusty.
is the place to try it out.
So, I haven't... it's like anything else. It's like working out. If you don't flex the muscle every once in a while, it's going to atrophy. So
I
I just
flex
figured
my-
I'd
I
work
flex
out.
my
I
muscle
tell that
every
to my
night.
girlfriend, but she just doesn't want to help.
Yep.
Exactly.
Get the phone ready.
So in short, one night I was just sitting back, watching a little cable TV, smoking a little weed, like you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I got too stoned. I mean, I got really stoned. And I was convinced that everyone on television was just as stoned as me. Stardate 359.7. Upon ingesting these chocolatey dessert substances, the crew is inhibiting strange behavior. Spock, what is it? What's in these bounties? According to tricorder readings, Captain, it is cannabis sativa, marijuana. Damn it, Spock, that explains these munchies. Bones, I've got to have more brownies. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a dealer. Scotty, you've got to give me more brownies. I can't give you the more, Captain. I've eaten the entire stash. Captain, I'm experiencing highly illogical deductions. Lieutenant, you hooter has huge hooters. Norton, my friend! Come on down here, pal. What do you say to the wealthy boy? Norton, my friend, some fool left this bag of weed on my bus. Tonight, Norton, you and I are going to get high. So high. Why don't you pass me that bong, Norton? Give me that lighter. Where's the pot, Norton? Where's the pot? It's right below your head, chest, and hanging way over your belt, Ralphie. Yeah. You're right. Now give me that lighter. Wow. Hamada. That's good shit, Norton. Hello, sir. I'm stoned. Jinkies, look at all the pretty colors. Like Scoob. I think, oh my God, it's all secret stash of Scooby snacks. Roll me another dude, Scoob. Okay, Raggy. Geez, Ben, what do you want to do tonight? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Smoke blunts till our heads explode. You're also getting close, Brain. No! Well, I'll tell you what, nothing beats a cold beer better than... Hello, Gribble? Are you smoking marijuana? Heck, hell, this is government-issued cannabis sativa used for medicinal purposes only. I smoked marijuana in the service one time, but it only made me feel... I tell you what, man, you gotta smoke down and then on marijuana, smoking, bug out that joint, man. Smithers, why does my pipe smell so peculiar today? It's a very special blend, Mr. Burns. Why don't you loosen your belt buckle and have another toke? Don't mind if I do. Say, Blaine, Sanders, what did you think of that weed I got you the other day? It was the Cron de Leon, Homer. Geez, Peter, it was awfully nice of you to take all the guys out for beers. Yeah, but let's not forget who brought the lap dances. Yes, Peter, but why does your house smell so peculiar today? She's all right, Cleveland. It smells like marijuana. Brian, why are we always still smoking weed in my house again? Peter, I'm offended. I would never bring illegal narcotics home. I'm a man's best friend. I'm a fucking dog. Oh, please, give it up, brother. You've been doing heroin in the bathroom for the last 9 months. Oh, why don't you show him that 6-foot hooker you've got hiding beneath the couch? And for Christ's sake, what does a man have to do to get his diaper changed around here? At least shove a titty in my mouth. Don't forget, boys and girls, next week, Krusty's Clubhouse is coming to you from the happiest place on earth, Tijuana. We'll rise to Tijuana. God, I gotta talk to my agent. My career keeps going like this, and I'll wind up doing internet radio. You guys have been great. I've been
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, Tim, man, that's
Tim,
awesome.
nicely
That took
done.
some stamina.
Wow.
Absolutely. Take a breath. Take
That
a breath,
actually
my
sounded
friend.
like legitimate radio for
Yeah,
a while.
it did. And you know, one of the drawbacks to this idea is that we're having people calling on cell phones, which I think you don't get the full effect of everything they're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe
That was excellent,
Yeah, but
actually.
maybe in the future, because the audio quality is so good on Skype, maybe we'll have them calling on Skype so we can really understand them.
Now,
Wow.
Tim,
Absolutely.
That's
I'll
awesome.
break down another set for you another time.
sure, Tim, let me ask you this real quick. What do you consider your best impression, like the one that you feel is the closest to the original? What's your favorite? If I said, go give me your best impression, what would
P.T.
it be?
Lorenzo.
I think I nailed it pretty hard on Stewie. And
Yeah.
for sakes, I could sit here. I could talk to you for half an hour. You could interview me as Krusty. I'd still keep coming up with good shit.
Yeah, Krusty the
Good,
Clown,
good.
is
Yeah,
that what it was?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Excellent,
Yeah, pretty
excellent
good,
stuff.
man.
And not only great impressions, but he had material to go along with it.
So have you gone up on stage yet, Tim?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know,
What's the
people,
scene
I tell
like?
people I do stand-up, they always go, oh, where do you do stand-up? I go, wherever I can.
Right.
Wherever, whenever I can.
What's the scene like over there in Hartford? Is there like a heavy open mic scene, good comedy clubs?
He
What's the
probably
deal?
goes to Hartford's close to New York. He probably goes to New York.
There's actually, like, I haven't, as close as I live, I really haven't even, once or twice I've dipped my toe in New York, but I've never really jumped in even up to my ankles at New York or even Boston in the other direction.
Right.
But Hartford has a few decent places. A lot of the open mic scenes will be the type of place where, you might be going up between a couple of Indigo Girls wannabes and a spoken word guy kind of thing.
What about
and the bad teenage poetry, right?
Easy. My father was a spoken word poet.
I love bad teenage poetry. In fact, we should dedicate one whole show to that.
have you gone up at the Treehouse in Connecticut, one of the Treehouse production
The
places?
Treehouse, yes, I did.
Brad Axelrod.
Many moons ago. You're blowing my mind. Yeah, I've done the Treehouse, one of the local, I think he still does it from
Danbury?
99 PLR is one of the rock stations around here, and a guy,
Billy Wynn?
my tongue, I can't think of it, and he frequently hosts over there.
Billy Wynn?
And,
You
and
talking
we have a
about-
good chain comedy club, too, called the Funny Bone.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
I think there's a Funny Bone in Jersey as well, actually.
There's also one in Cleveland, right?
There was one in Pittsburgh, which I played,
Yeah.
but that's closed down.
Right.
Yeah, there's 6 or 7 scattered across the nation, and they get some good headliners. I went and saw Bobcat Goldthwait there last year.
Okay.
Shook the hand of the man, and yeah, our local, the good rock station around here, WCCC, had a kind of last comic standing event.
Right.
I entered. I made it past the first round, but not past the second. So it'll be.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's really. Now, let me ask you: are you actually you obviously referenced weed throughout that whole thing? Are you a pothead yourself?
Oh yeah. Well, currently I'm unemployed and looking for a job, so I'm keeping
that's
the
definitely a
clean.
pothead.
That's a pothead. That's basically the resume for being a pothead. It's like, yeah, listen, I'm not willing to work. I don't have a job, and can I just smoke weed?
And then to really top it off, you do internet radio.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're not kidding. So
Indeed.
let me just ask you. We have we occasionally host drug shows too. So you can call in sometime with your. Do you have any really crazy drug stories, or is it not gotten that bad yet?
No, I've never gone down the bad road. I mean, I've always said, it's just another reason for legalizing pot. I mean, I can count off the things. I've never woken up and didn't remember where the hell I was from smoking weed. I've never punched anyone in the mouth from smoking weed.
Well,
I've
then,
never
sir, you
been
haven't
punched
lived.
in the mouth from smoking weed. All these things have happened while I've been drinking. So
Yeah. Well, see, that's because drinking is about living life. Weed is about sitting in a room and just, going over old movies.
That's why I don't smoke weed.
Exactly. Look at Brendan. He's out there. He's making it. He's out there. He's actually trying to start fights, stop fights.
I'm trying to embrace life.
Exactly.
Through a bottle.
There you go.
Well, Tim, great job tonight.
Yes, that was very good, Tim. Please keep listening and give us a call anytime you want to try out some new material.
Awesome.
And Tim, spread the word about us and all of your other aspiring comic friends.
Yeah, we're here every Wednesday. So anybody that's a little, especially even if they're starting out or they've been just want to try out some new material, you can see what it's like in the radio. It's got its drawbacks, but it also has the benefit of you gave the name, so that's great. So now people can hear it and look you up. But somebody just wants to come on anonymously and just try out some shit, try out some new characters. There's that.
Yeah, let me throw out the plug again. If you're a fan, it's TIMMWIMS. You can find me on the Facebook. Send me a message that you heard me on the radio. I'd be delighted to know I get fans in the tri-state area.
We'll look for you on the Facebook.
We'll look for you on the Facebook.
There's no bringer requirement here. There's no drink minimum.
That's right. Except for Brendan.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is an easy outlet.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll try you guys again.
And
you guys have a great show.
Thank you.
You too,
Enjoy the
man.
pot.
Take care.
Thanks, Cameron.
Wow. That was pretty
Good stuff,
impressive.
yeah. Good
Okay,
stuff.
I mean that's what I'm looking for.
That's really
That's
good.
that's
good.
what I'm looking. I mean, I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for guys who are decent, sort of like that, and then I'm looking for the crazy guys.
Yeah, we can't. We can't sleep on people like the good old Reverend.
I'm looking for the guys that keep you laughing 100% of the time for all the wrong reasons.
Absolutely.
Right. No, that was good. It was a pleasant
That was
surprise.
absolutely. It's not easy. Now, I know coming from the what little experience I have with dealing with stand-up comics, is there often a bias, just like there is against prop comics, against impressions?
You know what? I think if you're really good at it, I mean, there's so many guys doing it, you got to be really, really
right.
phenomenal.
It's got to be spot on.
But
I mean, do people look at someone like Frank Caliendo or people like that? Do they go, "Oh, he's a fucking hack"?
Some do for a different reason, though.
Right.
Sure.
But no. Here's the reason. Because, and this is, I heard Patrice O'Neill put it this way when he was comparing Frank Caliendo to Jay Moore, who's also a good impressionist.
Right.
Jay Moore can come up with material just on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, his stream of consciousness stuff is good. But the way Patrice O'Neill put it is that Frank Caliendo just does impressions. He doesn't really come up with material.
Right. It's just who.
You know what? I disagree with Patrice O'Neill on that. And
not that he doesn't have material, but he can't come up with it like Jay.
In other
like
words,
Jay
I think
Moore.
what Patrice was saying before his untimely passage was if I can paraphrase, it's probably that Jay Moore can do more.
On his feet?
Yeah, on his feet, exactly.
And has more interesting, perhaps, setups
who has
than
better
Caliendo.
improvisational skills.
Yeah, and also
maybe.
Caliendo is also a cleaner guy. He's doing a lot of rooms in Vegas and things like that because he does a lot of radio, ESPN radio, sports guys, things like that. So he can also work some of the strange angles that Moore can with his Christopher Walken impression.
What I really, really like about Frank Caliendo is that he brought a new dimension to doing impressions.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that he did the impression of John Madden was not only great, but it was also, it caught the audience totally off guard.
Right, because it's somebody you never expect.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
because,
the thing.
Because he was doing the typical impressions, but then when you throw in an obscure deal that everybody knows, it was brilliant.
And he really did get the character down because he really did ramble like that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember. I mean, even right up until his last Super Bowl.
Good football was like good football.
And if you take all those quarters and you multiply them by all the years and divide them by the quarters, it's like you didn't understand what he was saying.
You want someone who gets to the essence of the character. I mean, that's I think
Frank nailed it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not enough to be dead on or spot on with these things. Like I remember Dana Carvey talking about that. It's better to actually be sort of like a caricature of the person than it is to actually be perfect. Because if you're perfect, it's not as useful as if you kind of...
Like Phil Hartman did like dead-on impersonations, and other guys do caricatures.
Right, like, I mean, like, now when I see George... I mean, if you... What George Bush actually became with Dana Carvey is the George Bush the father is so much different from actually how George Bush was, but he became his own character with the not gonna do it, that kind
wouldn't
of thing.
Be prudent at this juncture.
It's that whole thing. So he kind of brought something to it in a sense that maybe guys like some of the historical guys like Rich Little or something maybe did.
George Kirby.
Do. Yeah,
Do you know what one of my favorite impressions of is?
What's that?
And it comes from a guy that I really don't like.
Who's
it comes
that?
from Will Ferrell.
Okay.
But when he did the Harry Carey astronomy show.
Right.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Something that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Join us next week as we are broadcasting from the center of the sun.
And only Will Ferrell, because he's extremely talented, whether you like him or not,
Right.
could get away with doing Robert Goulet on SNL, where the kids don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And I'm watching too, a Robert Goulet reference. I mean, like, are you kidding? And then I'm laughing my ass off. My kids are laughing their ass off. They have no clue who Robert Goulet is, but they like this Will Ferrell character.
Right, absolutely.
So that's great. So if you're an impressionist, you have to find that character that everybody else is not doing.
Right.
And for an example,
That's why I want one. That's why I want somebody to do a Dr. Neil Clark Warren.
Right. Well, they would know that person, and also they would know like the Allstate guy. The voice of the Allstate. You know that guy. So they have to that's what they have to bring into. Don't do the same fucking characters and impressions that everybody else is doing. And if you are going to do that, you better be 10 times better than everybody else. Which they're not. They all kind of sound the same.
Yeah, I mean, during the 80s, it was a huge flood of people with the whole... It's a question of how the material is written. You can't do that premise where you just are only trying to show off the impression.
Right.
So it can't be the whole, what would happen if E.T. met Mr. T? That's just too much of that.
That was my biggest complaint of Joe Piscopo.
Right.
Because he didn't have the material.
Right, he had impressions, but he couldn't...
David Letterman, Paul, hold on to your wigs and keys. And I'm like, that was it. And I don't want to put down somebody who's more successful than I am.
Why? We do it all the time. I have no success, and all I do is criticize those who have more.
We love being armchair critics.
Exactly.
He had great impersonations, great characters.
Yeah.
No material.
Yeah, that's always going to be a sore spot.
And those guys like Frank Caliendo and who was the other impression?
Jay Moore.
Yeah. They have material to go along with it. Killer material.
Right.
And
I didn't necessarily agree with Patrice O'Neill either because I did hear some examples where Frank Caliendo was not as good as he thought he was, especially when he was calling radio stations. And he said, I'm just making this stuff up off the top of my head, but none of it was making me laugh.
Right. But he wasn't making it up off the top of his head.
Yeah,
exactly.
but then he does something like he goes on the Letterman show as John Madden. And it's just funny as hell, but he thought about it days before.
And frankly, I don't give a shit. I'm fine with people preparing.
And if you go on television and you're not prepared, you're an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be honest with that. That's it's the first sort of rule is to do your homework. If you got a big spot, you better come correct. So. But when it comes to some of the impressions, I do have a tendency to understand that it's the material and the essence of the character more than it is any sort of dead-on, spot-on impression, because there's plenty of that.
Remember how many comedians were doing Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh, my God. I know, and it was always the same,
I'll be back.
Not a tumor.
No, it's not a tumor.
Exactly. It's just, it's funny because the guys who actually do it the best are people that work for radio shows, and they only have one or two people. I mean, I know with like Howard Stern, he has the Evil Dave Letterman.
Yeah, right.
Now that's just a guy. He's not an impressionist. He's just a guy who literally
can't read.
who can't read and can
and
who can only do one impression. But it just happens to sound like so good that he can actually do prank calls and people really think it's him.
But
same thing with Frank Arnold.
The only time you don't know it's Letterman when that guy's ignorance comes out.
Right. That's
Letterman
the key.
is as smart as they come.
Right.
And this guy's like, he does.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's great. Yeah, great.
The best Schwarzenegger caricature impression I ever heard was from somebody who I still don't know who he is.
Right.
But what he would do is he would call up random radio shows and say, "I am Arnold Schwarzenegger," and he would fool the hosts.
Yeah, that might be the guy who also calls in for Stern. His name. He also does David Lee Roth. He can do two things. Him and David Lee Roth.
That's absurd.
And the host would think that they're actually talking to the governor.
They've done that a lot of times. They've done that a few times. This guy,
and then they traded him to the pilot, and that was fine.
I think if you look up fake Arnold Schwarzenegger, you'll get directed to a website for a guy, and because he doesn't do the over the top. Sort of like he actually can just talk the way we're talking as Arnold.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
But he knows how to mash up the cadence of speech, so that it gets comical.
Yeah, that's really the key there. I mean, it's also because if you can't do that, because everyone's doing Jack Nicholson or Al Pacino. I mean, or you've got someone like Gilbert Gottfried. You want to talk about doing obscure old impressions?
Right.
He's still doing Georgie Jessel and things like that. Of these people from the 30s that nobody even remembers. So if you're going to do it, it has to be done with material in it, and if you're going to have to capture the sort of the essence of it, that's really the key.
Well, let me just give you an idea of how hard impressions are. When I put it when we were starting this radio show, remember I put out ads on Craigslist looking for comedians. Right? Looking for comedians with caustic wit to host an internet radio show. So, I got flooded with emails by and people would send me the videos that it was just like, huh? You think that's funny? Really?
Right.
You know?
Funny how? Like a fucking clown?
Yeah, exactly. And,
what do I amuse you?
Yeah. So then we
got a call here.
Oh, we got a call. All right. Well, I'll finish that thought in a second.
Yes, please finish that thought, sir.
Hey, you're on Corrosive Radio. What's up?
Hey, Brendan, it's Nick. How are you?
Oh, Nick. Where you at the Pirates game?
Yeah, no, I had watched it, but I wasn't at it. It's in St. Louis.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's up, Nick?
Well, yeah, no, I noticed you guys were talking about Impressionists, and then before that, Brett's video, and I wanted to chime in. I had a chance to watch it. I appreciate you sending that to me.
What was your take?
What was your take on that, Nick?
Well, my favorite part was when Brett was in the guy's face at the funeral, where like the guy, it wasn't like crying, but he was stern face, and Brett's just kind of nodding his head, going right up in him. I thought that was quite entertaining.
Thank you, Nick. Did you enjoy the bananas?
I was indifferent on the bananas.
And for the record, Nick is the polar opposite of Brandon. So when Nick says he's indifferent, it means he hates it.
All right.
No, I'm just go ahead.
No, I thought it was. No, I enjoyed. I thought the production was really good.
Right.
Yeah, no,
it was good. It was very good.
That was at least what 15,000 right there, bro?
Oh yeah.
Look at him always mining for the actual number. I'm just going to put it this way: he took out another mortgage on his house. All right, let's just put it that way.
A few more
Was
days
that
at
a
the
real
insurance
gold
office.
chain you had?
Was that with the bee on it?
Yeah.
No, there was nothing real about that stuff. And also the bee I bought at AC Moore, and I painted it gold. It was a piece of wood. But it worked.
So
Yeah,
Nick,
that was a good time. I've showed a few people.
Thank you.
What's your take on some of the Impressionists? I mean, we just had this caller who did a couple of good impressions for us, weaved them together with a lot of energy. But what's your take? I mean, you're another working comic, comedian. I can never remember which is the right one. But the point is that you're somebody who's out there telling jokes for a living. What is the take? Is there still that sort of general hostility, like, oh, that guy just does impressions?
Well, I agree with Brett's take as far as the fact that if you're doing a voice that nobody else does, that's really where the money is. But if you're doing De Niro, you're doing Bill Cosby, it's like, okay, a lot of people can do that voice, but are you bringing a new style or a new angle to it?
Right.
It's hard to do when there's 100,000 of comedians that are doing it. So the fact that if you have a different voice that somebody doesn't do, you're going to tap into that market first, and that's where you want to be. But I'm not against people doing impressions. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. Yep. I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Good. So, Nick, you want to do a set?
Yeah, how about it?
Do you do 5 minutes of
good.
dick jokes?
Actually, I do, just to plug myself.
Yeah, please. Let
I
us
do
know where
actually
you're
have
at.
shows this weekend in Lancaster, so I'll be at Stitches in Lancaster this weekend.
Lancaster.
Stitches? Or bitches? Whatever, really. You said Stitches in Lancaster.
Yeah,
oh,
Stitches.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lancaster,
Yeah. Comedy
Pennsylvania.
clubs have to have those goofy names.
Yes, I've noticed. It
Chuckles.
would be great if they actually had one called Bitches. Like,
Bitches.
wouldn't that just be
Yeah.
a wonderful, name for
just
like
black comedians?
Yeah, no,
just whatever.
exactly.
I just think it'd be
That's
great.
that's who you would attract.
It's bitches. That is. Let's be honest. There were a meat market named Bitches.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing at Bitches this weekend on Saturday. I got two shows.
I got holes
And eventually
next
that show would be on Gangland.
Yeah.
BET.
Well, there you have it. So
club,
Stitches
I
in
mean.
Lancaster, and that's this weekend, right, Nick?
Yeah, yep,
All
that's
right.
this weekend.
Okay. Anything else you want to
Stitches
plug?
in Lancaster. Okay, cool.
That's pretty much it right now.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Good luck with the Steelers. That's a terrible season. You should just kind of. It's
Dude,
done.
I'm all about the Penguins right now.
Yeah,
I
at this
think.
point,
Yeah,
you're just
Pittsburgh
moving
Penguins.
on. Yeah. They were picked by SI for the Stanley Cup. So.
Wait, Nick, you've never lived in Pennsylvania, have you?
No. I mean, if you want to know the reason behind that, my mother is from Pittsburgh, and so I would. That's kind of
So that was your mother's milk, literally.
yeah. Those were the first games I went to. I mean, I went to see Andy Van Slyke as a kid, and
Oh my goodness, that's bringing me back. Andy Van Slyke.
Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, of
right.
course.
Yeah, Yamir Yager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your mom date Jack Lambert? Is that what you're trying to say? Was that the issue?
She dated his brother.
Hey, Nick.
Right.
And so
Nick,
that's how that worked.
you know who my favorite hockey player is or was?
No.
Brian Trottier. He
I
became
can't
a penny
say I'm
there.
100% familiar with him.
Yeah, he was with the Islanders and then went to Pittsburgh.
I really thought that was going to be set up for a joke, didn't you?
No.
I really thought that was going to be, my favorite, like your mom. Like, I don't know. Like
Dick Hurts.
Yeah, I really was thinking that it's like, Seymour Butts.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you got anything else?
Larry Puckman.
No, I'm good. I just wanted to.
You just wanted to plug yourself, not really support our show.
Here.
I get it.
I heard our friend Reverend Sam or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Reverend Chris.
Please. His name is Reverend Billy. We all know that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot we did that.
That was
All right. Well, thank you very much, Nick. Well, everyone's going to look for you at Stitches this weekend, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Come on out, show some support for the station.
What time are the shows?
Friday is 9 and Saturday is 8 and 10.
Wait, AM or PM?
Friday is 9 a.m. and then Saturday is PM show.
You want to wake up, instead of going into the office.
How many people do you have to bring?
Well, it's actually an Amish country.
I was going to say, there is.
Lancaster is very big in Amish.
Yeah, we know that.
I've been to, I drove through there.
You know what the good thing about the Amish is? They're so repressed that they always sneak out to shows like this.
You know what? You're absolutely right. There was an issue, too. This is another thing. We spoke about it with the Orthodox Jewish community, but do you know Amish people are allowed to use refrigerators if it's powered by propane?
If it's powered by
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. We went.
How can
we went
a refrigerator be?
I'm bothered by that.
Yeah,
it actually irritates me.
Yeah, we're not going to turn into a geographic special here.
It's not about that. This is about the fact that Amish people are pulling the wool over our eyes. Okay, this whole we're living really basic and stuff. Go into their go.
No,
into
I've seen
houses.
Amish people using Palm Pilots.
Yeah, have you really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean,
they're
it's
really
absurd.
pulling the wool over our eyes. With those,
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. This.
Homespun wool.
Homespun wool. Exact bullshit. It's
all right, Nick, we're going to let you go, man.
Enjoy.
You have a good night.
All right,
Thanks. Take care, Nick.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, the Amish, look, every religion, they always,
they bargain. They bargain with the man upstairs.
Right, and they can sleep at night, but even knowing that they were just bullshitted.
I guess. I was just surprised.
I thought when I saw the Amish guy, his name was probably Ezekiel. They're all they only have like 3 names in the
Jeremiah.
community.
Yes, exactly.
And I thought it would be a great advertisement for that product.
You better believe it. Like even the Amish can't say no.
Everybody has one.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, there's no question about those kind of things.
They make a nice fireplace, though, don't they?
Absolutely.
I see them in all the magazines.
Yeah.
Amish built.
All right. So anyway, the thought that I was going to finish about Impressionists before Nick so rudely promoted himself here.
Exactly. God. No.
I'm going to promote myself before the show's over,
That's
too,
all right.
for this Saturday.
Was that so I put out the ads on Craigslist looking for comedians.
Mm-hmm.
You get a bunch of people that think
like me.
They think they were funny like you. And when I put out the ad for Impressionists Needed, which maybe we've been doing the show for I have no idea what since May we've been doing the show.
Yeah. Long time.
Yeah, long time. So I put out like somewhere halfway through the show I put out an ad Impressionists Needed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And please list your impressionists. I got one response.
And what was the impression?
Like, it was all the generic impressions. It was Robert De Niro, Al Pacino.
Hoo-ha!
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Pete DiLorenzo.
Yeah. Was it? How great would it have been if it were from Pete DiLorenzo?
Oh, that would have been amazing.
I know, and that's why he was pissed, because you never hired him.
I really believe to this day that if we set up a whole nother site and just call it a different radio show, we could get it back on.
Of course. Man needs publicity. Let's be honest.
Well, you know,
even
Brandon,
humanitarians
in all due respect, with the Facebook, not Facebook, Craigslist, a lot of the impressionists are not going to be on Craigslist looking for gigs.
Right.
They're out actually working.
Yeah, but what? Okay, that's sort of doesn't contradict what I'm saying. Is
right.
that that real good impressionists? First of all, they're rare,
right?
And if they're good, they've already got jobs.
Right.
Possibly, yeah.
Also, it's a harder thing there's less wiggle room with it, I think, because if you could say, oh, I think I'm funny, and then there's people that think I'm funny, and then you could listen to me and go, oh, dude, you don't have it, you're horrible.
Right.
But I think we would all be in agreement that if I sit there and try and say, that this is my Robert De Niro, that you're going to be like, well, that's not even close.
Well, that
you
was
know,
kind of like with Pete DiLorenzo. I feel like if your impression is so bad that you have to tell people 3 times what you do, because that's what he would do. He'd be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, remember Peter Falk? You know, he was Columbo. Right? You remember? Right. So here's Peter Falk as Columbo. Here we go. Peter Falk as Columbo. Yeah, I got one more question for you. That was Peter Falk as Columbo.
I know. It would be great if somebody says, why is Joe Pesci playing Columbo?
You fucking prick.
Exactly. So that's I think ultimately what it comes down to is that there is some sort of, I agree with Brendan in the sense that you can't, it's harder to sit there and say, well, I do a great Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then do it, then I think that even the person doing it will be like, yeah, you're right, it's probably not that good. Whereas a lot of people that think they're funny truly believe, they're like, well, no, it's funny, it made me laugh, I'm pretty funny, you know. So there's you actually have to have something to come to bat with when you're doing impressions.
I think if you have that something, it automatically makes you get noticed a lot faster.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a guy, an impressionist up in the Rhode Island area that I used to be friends with, and he did a ton of great impressions. He could do a shitload, and easily over 100 really good ones. And but he had no material to go along with it. So I wrote up a bit for him where he would be at a condominium association meeting, and all these celebrities were part of this like this Beverly Hills condominium association. And he just said, "Nah, I'm not going to fucking do that." I said, "Okay, fine, don't do it." Meanwhile, he's fucking not doing anything. You try to help, like so instead of taking help, you just don't do anything. So if you're not going to take my advice or help, then do something else. Like do something.
I've always wanted to do a prank or a bit. I'm sure it's been done on sketch comedy and such, so I'm not claiming to have invented it. But there's nothing I'd rather do more than have voices in the other room. No, more than there's nothing I'd rather do more than be able to go. This is something that I could do with my old partner in crime, DJ. Like, I've always wished that we could bring some sort of recording device into an audition. Something where this example will say, like, we need you to be Italian. And I could just go in there and be like, I am Vinny Testaverde, and then just do like the wrong impression, but like really go gung ho with it, and be like, no, I said Italian. You're some sort of pirate, or just be like one of those things where it's like, now we need you to be like a Chinaman. Please be Chinese, and you're like, hey, easy there, I'm fucking Chinese.
I mean, I think after the second time they would figure out what you're doing.
Of course, there's no question.
Where's
I just want to
one
see.
time?
But I want to I don't know why. I just want to be involved in somebody who's just that deluded that they're just doing the wrong impression at the wrong time, especially if it's actually a decent impression of something else, and just be like, it's one of those things.
Andy Kaufman used to do impressions,
That's true.
and he was always him.
Right. That was
the
old
here's
thing.
Here's my impression of Archie Bunker. Eat this, get me a beer. It was like
exactly
fucking terrible.
Right.
But that was what made it funny.
Let's give the number out one more time for any potential comics who want to call into open mic.
Last call.
Yeah, last call. 201-580-3712. If you want to do a 5-minute set, call.
Or not even 5 minutes. You can do 2 minutes.
No. It could be 5 or under.
Minutes.
It could be 5 or under. So,
is there a minimum requirement?
Does
it need to be 3 seconds long or 4 seconds? I just want to know.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it could be like
2-joke minimum.
Yeah, 2-joke minimum.
That's the name of my new club.
That's the name of our show starting tonight.
Absolutely,
2-joke minimum.
2-joke minimum. Okay, that's not bad.
That's
not bad.
That's not bad. I mean, obviously, I got to talk to you about something, Brett. As soon as we're done here, I mean, Nick and Dave. Dan
oh
already
shit,
know.
we're
Dave
fired.
And Nick and Mick and
Larry, Reverend Chris.
Is
pulling out a
anybody
David Letterman thing here? Like,
is anybody cool? Well, you know what happened? I mean, I didn't hit Craig's. I mean, I know it's really pathetic that the show, mines Craigslist for listeners, but
it's not pathetic.
But I didn't really get the chance to do that tonight because of all the, difficulties that I had right before the show.
Okay.
Yeah. So
the server.
But do you remember? I mean, last week, DJ told me that
there were a ton. Yeah.
Yeah. DJ told me that he had this.
I was on the line with him when he said that too. He goes, "Oh my
what
god,
happened?
I
missed something last week.
Okay. Well, we were doing the same.
the show. No.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was.
We were doing the same thing we're doing tonight. Last week, we were doing the open mic, which is what I think we're going to be doing from now on.
Right. Yay.
And what happened is the internet went out here, right? Mm-hmm. The internet's still out here. Technically, I found another way to. I connected into basically a different office.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
We stole
You have access to any kind of like numbers or credit cards now. This is great.
We stole a signal.
Absolutely.
Basically, that's what we're doing. We're taking it from a different company right now.
Exactly.
That's how we're broadcasting to you.
Oh my god! It'd be great if they like actually had a data usage cap, and they're all of a sudden like, "Oh my god, who came in here and started using the internet?"
At 10 o'clock at night.
Exactly.
Right.
I know it was you, Johnson. And your porn.
But last week, DJ told me that he had to take the account
He had to put it
offline,
off, yeah,
because we were having so many calls, and I think that hurt us not being on last
sure,
week.
why not? Of course it would hurt us.
So, and I think that's why the show sort of fell a little flat tonight.
Hey, you know, going back to something that when I put my video out, we were they couldn't find it online for a couple of days.
Really?
It totally screwed me out of hundreds of hits. So I don't know how that happened, but it did. They put it out, then all of a sudden it was missing online. It was a YouTube glitch. So it screwed us out of a couple of days worth of hits.
It usually takes when I put a video up on YouTube, it does usually take a few days to get into the search engine.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. It when we first put it up,
I don't think it's a glitch. I think that's just YouTube.
Yeah, well, it was weird because it showed up in the search engine as soon as we put it up, no problem, and then all of a sudden we lost it for a couple of days. So whatever. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it?
What are we going to do? Are we going to get out of here?
I would think that's probably a good idea. Let me just ask you something, Brett.
Yes,
How many people? What's the deal with this video? What are we looking at? What has to happen in order to get some sort of revenue going here? What is the deal? I just want to get an idea of. Take me through what's going on at home. I really want to actually. You know what? Let's make this about Brett. I want to know what's the deal. How does the wife handle it? Like is she behind you on this, or is she sitting there in your ear like, oh my god, I told you this harebrained scheme isn't going to work here, Ralph?
She's very supportive.
She is.
Yeah, of course she'll be upset if it doesn't work. I mean,
upset or upset at you?
No, not upset with me.
She won't be like, oh my god.
No, this will be more of like an empathy pain. That's what he's saying.
No. She'll be like, I'm really sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's an empathy pain.
I'll be really. She'll be like, I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Oh, okay. So she's actually a good woman. That's great.
Well, yeah, because she'd like to retire. And so if it worked, maybe she could retire a little early.
Right.
But right now, it's not doing poorly, but it's not. It
Yeah.
hasn't gone viral.
What is
yet.
good? Okay, so like, how many views do you need? What are you looking for? Millions?
Well, I mean, it has to get up into the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, and then you say, "Oh shit, that's viral."
What would be more important, though? Would it be the YouTube views, or could it be that like a radio station picks up on it and says, "Hey, this song's catchy. Everybody, take a listen."
I think the radio station.
Yeah, the radio station or a ballpark or an arena.
So if it got
commercial,
right? If it got wide play,
right,
that would be bigger than any kind of just like being some sort of viral sensation on YouTube.
Exactly.
I could see this like in a Jackson Hewitt commercial, like a tax firm commercial.
Yeah,
how about the end of the year Ford sale? With Barney on, like they used.
Yeah.
They used to use
but
hot.
You don't want that though. You
Why not?
Well, I think the
cut
theme
me a
of the
check
show,
for 30,
right?
40 grand. I'm not going to take it.
Yeah.
A Party City. How about one of those commercials?
Now we're vamping. Now we got some things going.
So your expectations are a little bit more realistic than I thought.
Well, I just wanted to do something. I
Right.
just don't want it to, stop at 3,000, 4,000 hits,
Right.
and say, "Oh, I got another fucking video out there," because I have like 30 some odd videos.
Do you have like a PR team that's going to try
I
and
have
put it
some
out there?
PR, yeah, and I also this week we got hooked up with a service that has supplied MTV, Fuse, retail outlets, that play videos. They have it now, so it just got distributed to them.
I wonder if our old friend DJ would be down to just do something like some sort of public prank with it. I think I could just imagine him in a Times Square situation doing something incredibly.
Like interfering with the naked cowboy?
Yes, exactly. With the boombox. No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like in that situation, where that's a foreign market there. I mean, listen, if it catches on in China, you're going to retire as a fucking billionaire. I mean, so that's the thing. You want, this is like...
So DJ walks up in underwear, but nobody knows that he really just has underwear on because his boombox, the boombox is covering it. And while the naked cowboys try to play, he's just being drowned out by party all the time.
Let's celebrate.
And DJ has like a blank face. So I'm like,
yeah. I mean, let's just see. Like, I know that. Listen, that man is down to do pretty much anything, and so I just think that there could be something that might actually be helpful to both Brett's case and
tell
create some
DJ
pranks
I'm
for
open
that.
for ideas.
Yeah.
And that would be really cool. I also it would be really nice if somebody with a shitload of Twitter followers would blast it out. I have some radio stations that have done it, and they're gonna do it. I'm gonna be on their radio show and stuff. And
I know somebody with a shitload of tweets, Twitter followers. Yeah, what's the name of that Geek Blast thing? There you go. Yeah, they've got so.
I was on the wrong show today.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would all be helpful.
Oh, Brendan, did you back the wrong horse?
And our girlfriend, that was on here?
Ali Spagnola.
Yeah, I'd like her.
And her suicide cult.
If she could tweet that out. And it goes along with the theme. There's partying going on. There's drinking going on.
I think it's a different spirit. It might be the same theme, but different spirit.
Come on now. Come on, it's all partying.
It is.
But,
Okay.
so that's what I hope that happens with the video. And it's moving along. It's not doing poorly. We just need to kick it into high gear.
Right. Well, we hope we're going to put it up on the site tonight. I didn't want to put it up on the site until I saw it. Yeah.
This way, people can hear the sexy faces, see the sexy faces behind our wonderful voices.
Yeah.
And by the way, it really sounded really cool.
It did. It was very well produced.
No, I'm saying I haven't listened to it with a headset on, and also have seen it on a good monitor like yours. This is the best quality.
Where do you live?
Bedrock. No, it sounded great.
I mean, you sound like you're in some corrugated shack in Africa.
No, not exactly, but
don't knock it until you've tried it.
It looked great, and it sounded great here. So I hope the
look
listeners
great. Yes, sound great. It sounded as good as the song's going to sound. Let's put it that way.
Well,
that's
true.
But it's got the hook. You want the earworm. You know what? Let me tell you something. Does anybody go around there going,
Yeah.
PC Richard is fucking, nobody's going to play that. Yet that fucking thing sticks with you, and you're like, the fuck is that goddamn? Oh, I can't get it out of my head. That's what this is going for.
And you know what? When they started calling it PC Richard and Son, I used to go around and go.
Yeah, you got to show respect for the son there. I mean,
I'm a great whistler, by the way.
Are you?
All right, yeah, we're gonna get out of here right now.
Regular. No, you're no Toots Thielman.
Can I?
Yes, please plug away.
Plug.
Besides my video,
let DJ know where you're at. She's our only listener.
All right, there's. I am going to be at La Cantina.
Please, what? I thought you.
Can you make it sound like you're not reading off your iPhone?
No, not just that. Usually you badmouth it. I don't like this. So tell us what a shitty fucking joint La Cantina is.
I've never been there. La
it
Cantina,
probably fucking sucks.
La Cantina Bar and Grill, 60 North Route 303.
Bar and Grill.
Come down, get a steak
in Valley Cottage,
and be assaulted with comedy.
Valley Cottage, New York. Tickets are $10. 2-for-1 drinks, no minimum. La Cantina Bar and Grill, 60 North 303. Gateway Plaza in Valley Cottage, New York. Tickets $10, 2-for-1 drinks. That's this Saturday.
All right. What time?
Saturday night, 8 o'clock show.
8 o'clock. All right.
8 o'clock.
And is it just you, or you?
No, I'm going to be on the show with Adam Oliensis.
All right.
Dave Satzik, who does a lot of impressions.
I actually know Dave. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of Dave.
Yeah, I've talked about him before.
Yeah.
Dave Dorkin, who's very funny, and also John Wendell, Billy. I don't even know, so I don't know him. But John Wendell's on the show. Yeah, it's actually a really good show. There's going to be
stacked talent, people.
There's going to be about 6 or 7, 8 comedians.
What can go wrong?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
$10.
$10. You come in, you bring. You know what I mean. It's one of those situations where you just got to put out.
We're a quarter of a mile away from Levity Live, where they have like a major comedian performing. But
that can work to your advantage, though.
But yeah, we'll take the overflow, and
really.
Also we're a cheaper ticket.
Absolutely,
by at least $15.
And you've got a bar and grill.
Right, probably better food too.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
so that's that. No more calls. That's it.
That's it.
Done.
Let's
everybody tune in next week.
Tune in next week. We're gonna do an open mic, and we're sorry about last week. Good night.
I'm not sorry.
Okay.
Corrosive Radio.